This week on Keeping Success Pure.
Get your chops up, get on a Pro Tools rig, read manuals, mess up, because you're not going to learn anything by not experimenting.
You're an artist, own what you do, love what you do.
I give you what you need, girl.
90% of being able to be any kind of artist is having the funds and the machine behind you.
I could be better, for real. I see, I can feel it.
Hey, Drew.
Hey, Steve.
Nice to meet you.
You too,
Want
man.
to go look upstairs?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Steve Kovacs. I'm an engineer here at Pressure Point Recording Studios in Chicago, South Loop. I've been here about 5 years. The studio's been open about 10 years plus.
So, Steve, what are the origins of Pressure Point?
Well, it started off as a bunch of partners, and it was going to be like a production studio for a DJ, a local DJ named Paul Johnson, who's pretty well known in the dance world, mainly house, Chicago house. I don't think it went through. Like someone pulled out, and the remaining partners basically, they had all this stuff, and they decided to go further with it. They wanted to do artist development, so they built the second floor studio, mainly for our artists and big name artists. We wanted, to take the threshold higher and bring in some big names, major labels and stuff like that, just to work here in Chicago,
Okay, cool. So now what do you do here?
I'm an engineer. I've been here 5 years. Basically how I got into engineering and the music industry is the love of music. As far as engineering, basically what got me into it was curiosity. I'd listen to records and be like, how did they get that sound? What's that weird effect? What's swimming around in my headphones? Stuff like that. Plus I played an instrument. I played guitar since I was like 13. So that definitely helps if you know a basic knowledge of music or even more, like music theory and stuff like that. So that'll definitely strike you to get into this side of the glass instead of that side of the glass.
So, as an engineer, what do you do here?
You have a drummer, a guitarist, and a bassist. I have to make all of them into a stereo track. I have to know how these rooms translate, how to get the best sound.
So, engineering is an art form in and of itself.
Oh yeah, it's very, very much so, yeah.
So, any advice for any people who want to get into this side of the industry?
Definitely. Basically, get your chops up, get on a Pro Tools rig, get on a console, read manuals, learn what sounds good, and try to build your ears. It's all ear training.
Can we take a tour of the place?
I'll have my my assistant, Carly Anderson, show you guys around.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Carly Anderson, Assistant Engineer here at Pressure Point Studios. I'm going to show you around our facility today. Hey Drew, how are you? Good to see you.
Good.
Ready for your tour?
Absolutely.
Okay, we have our municipal area here. You can rent it out for meetings, functions, whatever you need.
Okay.
We have a DJ booth over here.
Okay.
And then back here, we have a beautiful bar area, all mirrored, exposed brick, hardwood floors, flat screen TV, and fireplace, a few couches for lounging, so can accommodate whatever you need up here. Should we go down to the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay. And here we have our control room.
Okay.
Have an SSL 9000K. One fun little fact about this board, it goes to 11. Have you ever seen Spinal Tap, the movie?
Yes.
You know how he goes on and on about his amp going to 11?
Right.
Well, the Brits have a sense of humor.
Okay.
Yeah. We have all our outboard gear,
Oh, okay. All right.
all the old vintage stuff. So we like to combine the modern, all the Pro Tools and all the digital with the old analog gear to
Yeah,
kind
old
of
school and new
marry
school.
the two.
How did you come to work here?
I actually was studying audio at Columbia College,
Columbia College.
and I started here as my internship, and I just decided to stay on. In here we have another isolation room. You notice all the walls are they're non-symmetrical to help with reflections. And in here we have our live room.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. This room we use for rehearsals. It's also functional to track in this room as well. You can put more rugs in here to kind of deaden the sound. This room's a little more live sounding. So
So actually the rug does deaden the room.
it helps absorb some of the sound. We also have double paned airport windows here. Keeps all the sound out. So if a fire engine goes by and you're in the middle of tracking or recording, don't hear a thing.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
This segment of Keeping Success Pure has been brought to you in part by Film Collective Productions, a full-service video production company catering to the needs of an evolving media landscape. At Film Collective Productions, perception shapes reality.
This is your host, Simeon, and I'm here today with Keeping Success Pure. Pure. And today we're here with Obi Soulstar. How's it going, Obi?
It's going very well. How are you?
Good, good. So tell us about Obi Soulstar, the artist.
I'm just a regular person like everyone else, but through my music, I like to reach every facet in everyone's lives, and my music is really about uplifting the spirit, because everything outside the body is already chaotic, but if you can come to the center with music, it touches and works things out a lot better.
All right, so Obi, what has your music journey been like to this point?
Well, my music journey started out years ago, I guess when I was 5 years old. Almost everyone has the same story about being inspired by Michael Jackson, because, I mean, he was just a pivotal part in our society and upbringing. I do remember my mom telling me a story about when I was 5 years old, I would put water in my hair so it looked like Jerry curl, and then I had an old sock I would always put on my hand to imitate Michael Jackson. But then growing up, I started doing applied art, from painting and stuff like that. Then I started writing poetry, and then I started merging poetry with song and vice versa. And as time just went on, I just really found the direction that I wanted to go with my music.
What are some of the challenges that you faced?
Challenges, it kind of started off a little bit with people not really understanding where I was coming from, because music to me is one of the best avenues to release whatever kind of energy or stress you have. And I'll usually tell my friends, when you see me on stage, you may think I'm doing a show for you, but it's actually therapy for me. So there's this release of energy that I get, and I just let the music just take me wherever it wants to. And sometimes people were kind of leery because of the energy, but then they got used to it and everybody loves it, I think.
Okay. So Obi, do you have any advice for the up and coming artists?
Number one, never introduce yourself as an up and coming artist. You're an artist, own what you do, love what you do. Hard work is essential. Mm-hmm. So just be dedicated to what you do, love what you do, live what you do, and every path, no matter how little or how large it is that takes you to that goal, just follow it. Just follow it.
Obi, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for this time.
It's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Good luck and much success.
Thank you.
Fancy clothes, itchy noses, everybody running wild, black veins, insane, messing with that devil child, illusions of grandeur, robbing everybody blind. I gotta get away, I gotta get away from this high society. Oh, oh, oh. From this high society. Oh, oh, oh. From this high society. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, hey, you said you wanna come and see me. You wanna sit in VIP with me. I'll show you how I'm getting down, yeah. I'll show you how I'm getting down. Don't need no blue pill to get me high. Oh, that white horse can pass me by. I'm so fresh and so clean when I step on the scene, 'cause I'm in it to win it, can't you see? From this high society. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. From this high society. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. From this high society. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. This high society. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. Hey, hey, oh. Oh. Coco Fly. Can't you see I'm Coco Fly? You can ride my music spaceship and I'll take you oh so high. Everywhere I go, another offer for some ultra pleasure. Bring the skill so you can measure, but I'm down with something better. Hey, I get high with music. Hey, chop it up and screw it. Hey, put the blow down, get into the groove. Now you can do it. Hey, I might be crazy, but I'm smarter than you. Put your Jimmy Choos on, take my hand, let's fly away. Oh, 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 oh. Wow, I gotta get away. Oh, no. From this high society. Yeah.
We are here with an amazing talent, Miss Amel Larue. Miss Larue, how was it being a founding member of the group Groove Theory?
I mean, it's great that my first shot out was on a major label and gold album and gold single. It was just lucky. It was my songwriting, my singing. I mean, it set me up, I think, to be able to have a certain kind of success as a solo artist. I had been working at a publishing company, and his publisher said to me, you know, Bryce is trying to put a group together. Do you want to write a song for him to use to demo, you know, female artists? So I wrote it, and then I demoed it myself. And he said to me after he heard it, well, do you want to be in the group? Because you can sing and you can write, and we can just, it's like to kill two birds with one stone. So at that point, I was 18, just turning 19 maybe. Fresh out of high school, my job, I was doing it, but I really wanted to be doing something else, but that something else I wasn't sure of. It just kind of fell into my lap, and we signed a demo deal with Sony, and then had a really good kind of a success. It wasn't immediate. We were in demo deal for 2 years.
In 2003, you started Bliss Life Records. What were some of the challenges of you starting your own record label?
Wow, I mean, I don't do the business side as much. My husband really runs it. I mean, for me, the challenges as an artist were, to some extent, having to prove myself again. There are always going to be people who are like, well, I liked Groove Theory, so. And it's like, it was like, okay, so you have to kind of go out there and start from the ground up a little bit. The harder part was being, my own boss, because as much as I wanted the freedom to completely make all the decisions on my own, and my husband, we wanted to be able to call the shots in a way that we hadn't before. You really are calling shots. Like, you're paying all the bills, and you're deciding the deadlines, the timelines, and you got to do it yourself. There's no one there to, tell you, come on. So, I mean, being your own boss, it's never, I mean, some people excel at it. I don't necessarily, but I'm lucky that my husband is really great at it. He's an amazing business mind, and he can turn it on and off when he needs to. So if he needs to be an artist and needs to be the producer, he can do it.
What advice would you give to performing artists trying to make it in the industry at this time?
To be really real, make sure that you have money behind you to do it. You can't be an independent artist. If you're going independently, you can't do it and then think the money's going to fall into your lap somewhere. 90% of being able to be any kind of artist is having the funds and the machine behind you. So whether it's you're taking a loan from your parents or from the bank or saving it up yourself and knowing, okay, I have enough so that I can really put it into it. It is about that. I never hear enough music people talking about how important it is to be financially stable and really have funds behind you to get things done, but that's what it is. You need it. You need it to make every single move. And you can create an album and be a great artist and have no money to get it out there, and it's just sitting there in your house and nobody knows about it. You know, if you want to go with a major label because they have the ability to do that for you, just make sure you don't sign for a long time, make sure you just have a certain kind of control, because the point is you want your product to get out there so you can work, so you can make a living doing what you love and not having to do it on the side.
Miss LaRue, thanks so much for being a part of Keeping Success Pure.
It was my pleasure.
We're just gonna start out with something completely new, just to see what you feel. There are some things that beg to be said without subtlety. Gone are my normal charms. You disarm the poet in me, and the rapturous wave travels through me, sending all my good sense out. I begin to behave like a star-struck groupie, and the words escape my mouth. You're the I've been over it. Never seen another like you in my life. In my life, you're the I've been over it, and I wouldn't swear if I wasn't right. The other pair, yeah. And I wear this pair, I wear this my trip. I'm gonna stay in town longer, then a rebound. For it's not a word, it's just a sound. After you faded into the background. My heart won't be here now. And I think my life begins right now. Right now. And I think my life begins right now. And I think my life begins right now. And I think my life begins right. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Drew Prada.
And I'm Deandra Lyle, and we're your hosts for Keeping Success Pure.
The inside look to the entertainment industry.
Support for Keeping Success Pure begins with you, the viewer.
Visit keepingsuccesspure.com to learn how you can donate.
Keep it real
Keep it pure
for the way we live. Peace.